Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today I'm going to be ranking all of the brand new Batman movie Funko Pops. So these are from the movie spanning from Batman 1989 all the way to Batman and Robin. So I'll be really interested to go over all of these with you. Now personally, I have not seen any of these films. I definitely do want to watch them eventually, and these Funko Pops are really making me want to see them, but I still wanted to comment on them and give them a ranking here because I think the designs on their own just look really cool. So even without the connection to the character or the actor, I still think they have some really unique designs going on. So just letting you know, this list of course is going to be all my personal opinion, and if you don't know how my ranking videos work, for each pop I'm going to give it a score out of 5. Then I will also share my want list with you, and then at the end of the video I'll let you know the final score for the wave. And let's get straight into it here with number 7. Alright, so here we have the Riddler, and this one is from Batman Forever, and I want to go over the boxes here. I want to kind of implement this into my videos if I have access to the box photos. I feel like it would just be more in-depth if I can actually go over this and then go over the actual figures. So for the box here, I like how for these ones they're showing like the actual movie that it's from or listing it. So this one is from Batman Forever, so that's very helpful so that you kind of don't get confused what film they're from. And this one of course is the Riddler here. I do like the box. It would be nice if they did it in like those black Batman boxes. I think that would just take it to that extra level, but I do get that it's more of a standard one and it's not really the 80th anniversary anymore for the Batman in general, so I get what they're doing here, but still it would have been nice. But overall a good box design here. And now for the actual figure here, I think that it has some really great detail. I love the suit with all of the question marks. I think that looks very well done. I do like how they did that. And then his Riddler staff right there looks very nice. I like how it's in that gold there. It's kind of almost like not really a chrome, but more of a metallic sort of look to it, so it definitely makes the figure pop a little bit more there. And then his expression just looks really cheeky. It definitely kind of reminds me of like Jim Carrey, like a sort of like, I don't know like what kind of expression, but like a very like cheery expression here. Like he looks like he's having a lot of fun. And then I love the Riddler cap as well. It's like the bowler's hat. I think that looks very nice. So just overall a pretty cool figure here. I'm not gonna lie, the shoes on him as well kind of remind me of like a leprechaun shoes, and I think that's kind of funny because obviously he has the green sort of theme going on. So a well done figure here. So for this one I'm going to be giving it a 3 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 6. Okay, so now we have the Penguin from Batman Returns. Now this version of the Penguin was played by Danny DeVito. I wanted to kind of list the actors as well, just so if you're not familiar with the films as well, then you'll kind of know what I'm talking about here if I discuss the actor's look or anything. But for the box here, I like once again how it's designating that this one is from Batman Returns, and just once again it has a alright style to it. I like the glam shot of the Penguin. I think it looks very well done. And then for the actual figure, I think he has some really great detail on his like suit there. I think that looks really nice. I like the little like, I don't know, like ribbon around his neck there. It has like almost like what look to be kind of like polka dots, it kind of seems. I like how he's holding an umbrella as well, of course, a very iconic weapon for the Penguin. Then the giant top hat as well, which is nice to have because then it kind of adds to his size there, because of course he's a shorter character, and it's nice to kind of add some more height to this one to kind of make you feel like you're getting more value here. So just overall it looks really great. I like around the eyes as well. I think that looks very nice, the kind of shadowing around them. So a really great figure here. For this one I'm going to be giving it a 4 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 5. Alright, so now here we have Poison Ivy. She is played by Uma Thurman, and this is from the Batman and Robin film. Now this one is going to be a specialty series exclusive, so that basically means it's going to be available at mainly like comic book stores. So it might be a little bit more challenging to get depending on where you live, but I think that it is a really cool figure to make for that exclusive. I really like Poison Ivy just as a character, so even though I'm not super familiar with this iteration of the character, I still think it's a really cool like adaptation of them. I like the box on this one quite a bit. I think it looks pretty good. And then for the actual figure, I love her hair. I think it just looks really crazy. I really love the red that they made it. I think that it looks pretty accurate from the photos that I've seen of her from the film. And then the actual outfit looks pretty nice. Now, I'm a person who does prefer Poison Ivy with like the green skin, but I don't mind this one because I like the added like sort of like leaves around her eyes there. I think that looks really unique, adding a different like contrasted pop of color there and the kind of like orangey brown color there, kind of almost signifying like for like fall or something like that. So I think that one looks really nice, and just overall it's a cool looking figure. I like all of the different greens on her torso there and legs. I think that adds a lot of variety there, and then her two little like bobs at the top of her head look pretty nice, using a like different sort of like pinker red on the top there, so that's pretty unique as well. So overall a well done figure here. For this one I'm going to be giving it a 4.5 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 4. Alright, so now we have Two-Face, and this one is from the Batman Forever film, and this character was played by Tommy Lee Jones, and I think this one looks really fantastic. The box looks very nice on this one, a good glam shot once again, kind of the same comments as we go on with the boxes, but now with the actual figure, I think this one looks great. I really love it when they do Two-Face figures because it just looks so cool having it just cut right down the middle, and I love the expression on his Two-Face half. I think that just looks so menacing, and I really love the just like pure like purple skin there. I think it just looks so over the top, and then his suit as well with the almost like, I don't even know what you would call it, like a leopard pattern going on, but in like, it's almost like a Pink Panther sort of pattern maybe, and then like the black and white pattern, and then the tie being like yellow. I just really love how much that changes up there. Even on the shoe it looks different as well with the little silver like plating on the top of it. I think that's a really cool extra detail. And then his normal side there I think looks pretty good as well. I like how they let him hold the coin on that side, so it adds a little bit more to the more basic standard side there, but I think altogether this one just looks phenomenal. I really love the design of it, and I haven't seen the film of course, but I'm sure that he does a pretty good job in it. So for this one I'm going to be giving it a 4.5 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 3. Okay, so here we have Catwoman, who was played by Michelle Pfeiffer, and this is from the Batman Returns film, and I think the box on this one looks really cool. It's interesting how on the glam shot she almost looks like she has more eyeshadow around there than on the actual figure, so I'll be interested when I see that in person eventually, how much eyeshadow is there going to be. And then for the actual figure, I think that this one looks so great. I really love all of like the stitches throughout her outfit there, and almost looks like it's kind of been damaged or something, and it just adds a really nice amount of detail there, because normally the Catwoman suits are pretty basic. They're just obviously in full black, similar to Batman, but really with no pops of color or anything, and I like how this one adds that sort of like white, like silver coloring there. I think it kind of adds a nice pop, like kind of contrasting against the black coloring there. And then her eyes just look really nice. I love how they look with like the slight bit of eyeshadow there, and then her whip of course. I like how they're giving all these classic Batman villains like their main sort of weapon, so I think that's a nice detail to add. And yeah, just for this one I think it has a really nice design to it. So for this one I'm going to be giving it a 5 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 2. Alright, so here we have Arnold's Mr. Freeze, of course a very iconic character from the Batman and Robin film, and I think that he looks really fantastic here. I like the box design on this one. Once again, I think that kind of with just in particular him, I like how the blue kind of goes with the black and white kind of color scheme. I think that looks pretty nice, especially on the side with the more silver color scheme. I think it looks nice with his outfit, which of course is silver. And then for the actual figure, I think this one just looks crazy. It has so much detail packed into it. It is just insane. And the actual Mr. Freeze like head and stuff, it almost looks like it has a little bit of a metallic shine to it, so I'll be really interested to see this one in person, because it seems like they're kind of making the suit like more of a chrome like paint job, and then the actual figure a metallic paint job. So I think that's just really cool. I feel like it's gonna make the figure really shine and kind of pop off the shelf, so I'm very interested to see this one in person. I think it looks fantastic. I like how bulky it looks as well, kind of fitting like Arnold's sort of like body like size or like figure sort of. So I think that that looks really great, holding his freeze blaster right there. I think it's just a really cool and unique looking iteration of Mr. Freeze. I think it looks great. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 5 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 1. Alright, so here we have the Joker from the Batman 1989 movie, and as you can see from these boxes, there are 2 of them because this figure is going to have a chase, and I'll get into the chase more so when we get into the actual figure, but box-wise, I think this one looks great. I definitely like that Batman text there at the top the best out of all of the designs. I just really love how that looks with the kind of like gold, like, or bronze kind of outer rim of it, like the kind of outline of the letters. I think that looks really great. So some nice box designs there, once again telling us what film they're from, which is really nice. And then for the actual figures, this one is amazing. I love the common and I really love the chase. I would just be so glad to be able to get both of these. I'm not sure if I will be able to find the chase, but man, they both look amazing. For once, Funko is making a really good chase here by completely changing the head. It is the same body, but for the head, this one has all of the paint sort of coming off of his face, and then you also have him wearing like a sort of like metallic beret, which is really nice. I love how that looks, how they gave it that extra shine there. I think it'll really make the figure pop a lot more. And then of course on the common Joker, we have like just the standard hat there, which looks really nice. I like that sort of like fedora kind of look to it. I think that looks really great. I love his expression as well. He just looks so classic Joker here. I really think they just captured it very well. Some really nice sculpting there and a really good paint job. So just overall a really fantastic figure here. I think it looks great and one of the best chases. I feel like this one could potentially be a contender for like best chase of the year, and I mean we're only in March right now of 2020, so it's a pretty good one in my opinion. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 5 out of 5. And now let's move on to my want list for the wave. Alright, so for my want list here, there are 3 Funko Pops out of the 7 that I would like to pick up for my collection, and the first one is the Catwoman figure from Batman Returns. I really like the character of Catwoman, and I would really like to add it to my collection, and I think this one has the most detail for a Catwoman figure, because they're normally pretty simple, but it's nice that we're getting that amount of detail on this one with the sort of stitching around the outfit, so definitely a really great figure there. And then the next one is the Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin. I think this one just looks really well done. I love the paint job on this one with the chrome armor and then the metallic sort of skin going on there on the head. I think that looks really fantastic. It almost gives it more of an icy look there, which definitely fits the character. And then the last one for my want list is the Joker from the Batman 1989 film. I would love to be able to get the Common and the Chase, but I'm not sure if I can guarantee that I would be able to get the Chase, but I'm definitely going to try because these two look fantastic. I really do love the look of this Joker figure. I'm a big fan of the character, of course, and I think that I definitely would like to check out, of course, the Batman 1989 film as the first one out of all of these, so I think that that would probably be the one that I'd wind up liking the most. So yeah, those are all of the ones on my want list here, and this could potentially change in the future once I do eventually watch all of these films, because then I might have more of a connection to the other characters, but who knows. For the moment, those are the 3 on my want list, and now let's move on to my final verdict for the wave. Okay, so in conclusion, for this wave, out of a score of 35, it managed to score 31, and that converts over to 89%. I think that that's a really good score for this wave, considering I've not seen any of these films. It's really amazing that just based on designs here, that it does so well in this ranking, so I really do love the designs of these ones. Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what your ranking is for this wave of Funko Pops, because I'm really interested to hear your opinions, because of course this is just my personal opinion and I like to kind of compare my list to other people's list, especially if you've seen these films. Then I'm really curious how you would rank these figures now that you actually know what the character is all about. So yeah, let me know all of that in the comment section down below, and if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave it a like and also subscribe to the channel if you want to see some of my other content. I really do appreciate the support, so thank you so much. I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.